What's going on YouTube? If you clicked on this video, then you're probably looking for a way to ease your anxiety. Keep in mind throughout this video that you can't run from your anxiety and you can't hide it away. You can't just cover it up and then forget about it, because anxiety demands your attention, and if you don't give it your attention, it's going to attack. And you know when it attacks, it holds your body down and it takes control of your breathing and your thoughts. In the long term, anxiety causes illness and physical pain due to high levels of cortisol. It also changes the brain structure. It decreases the size of the hippocampus, which we use for our memory, and it increases the size of the amygdala, which is basically there for our fear response. And we don't want our amygdala to grow, or else it causes more fear and more anxiety. Stress and anxiety release stress hormones in our brains, which cause a lot of neurotransmitter imbalances. And once we have these neurotransmitter imbalances, it really dysregulates our moods. Also keep in mind that anxiety is not just a mental health aspect. It's also physical health. And what people need to understand is that mental health and physical health are actually one. They affect each other, and if one's healthy, the other one will be healthy. And if one's not doing so well, then it's going to affect the other one. So it's really a cycle, and we need to balance them together. So how can we meditate for anxiety and reverse the effects on the body and the brain? Meditation is one of the best ways to help ease anxiety and create a gap in the negative thinking patterns. Daily meditation not only reduces the symptoms of anxiety, but it also reverses the damage caused by it. So the goal with meditation is to create a gap in the negative thinking patterns. This gap is basically when your mind is silenced. The short-term effects of meditation for anxiety will be calming the mind and creating that gap in the negative thinking patterns. In the long term, you're actually going to create new neural pathways that reflect the state of meditation. And this is due to neuroplasticity. And the more you repeat meditation, the more you will rewire your brain. Doing this allows us to view our thoughts without judging them or reacting to them or fully becoming them. Instead of following a worrying thought down a path of negative outcomes, you see it for what it is, just one thought, and then you let it go. Repeating meditation on a daily basis is what helps us strengthen our minds and become less anxious. We don't have to take control of our minds, and we try to look at our thoughts and our thought processes without judgment and just letting them be and letting them go. A popular way of explaining thoughts and how we should look at them non-judgmentally is look at your thoughts like clouds in the sky. There's always the blue sky, and a thought is just a passing cloud, and sometimes it might block your view and distort it of the blue sky. But the blue sky is always there, and the blue sky is joy and deep peace. And the clouds passing by are just thoughts, and they come and they go. Some might be bigger and darker, and some might be lighter and smaller. But eventually the clouds do pass and you still have the blue sky. Okay, so that was all the concept of how meditation can actually influence our brains and our bodies to heal from the damages of anxiety. Don't get me wrong, anxiety is natural. It's something that we all experience because it's due to the fight or flight system in our bodies. But with modern day life, we activate that fight or flight far too often, and sometimes it doesn't shut off. Because we have so many stressful stimulus, it just keeps stimulating it and it never gets a chance to rest. And eventually it builds up and you have all this stress and anxiety that you're pushing to the side, and eventually it snaps and it holds you down and it takes control of your breath. And that's basically what an anxiety attack would feel like. Alright, so let's get into some of the meditation techniques that we can use to help ease the anxiety and further calm our minds. So the first thing you can do is to start breathing deeply and breathe into your belly. And make sure it expands like a balloon in all directions. So you can do this throughout the day if you're feeling anxious, or you can do it during meditation, or if you're having an anxiety attack. Just focus on your breath, focus on it going in and out. Your mind is probably going to wander, and you're going to have a hard time focusing on your breath. But as soon as you realize that your mind has wandered, just bring it back to your breath. Just focus on the air going in and out of your lungs, and focus on the sensation of your breath. After you breathe deeply for as long as you want, then you can actually stop controlling your breath and just let it breathe normally and naturally. And see how your breath is actually slowed down and all you have to do now is just observe it and feel it again and focus. The breath is one of the most important things to reducing anxiety and stress. It helps ground yourself. It brings more oxygen to your body for a healthier body. Now, this technique of deep breathing is usually for a meditation or just throughout the day. But if you're having an anxiety attack, sometimes you can't take control of your breath and you feel like you can't breathe. In these type of situations, it may not be the best idea to control your breath because you might feel stuck. So what you want to do instead is actually just focus on your breath, listen to it, feel it go in and out, even if it's just a little bit at a time. And eventually your body will return to the slow breathing state and it will automatically go back to a relaxed breathing pattern. And don't worry about how long your breaths are or anything, just let it go naturally. And when you're having a hard time breathing, just focus on it, and eventually when you give it enough attention, it will return to its natural relaxed state. Guided meditations are great if you're having a hard time meditating by yourself. Meditation by yourself can actually make anxiety worse sometimes if you're not used to it. Again, it takes practice to meditate daily and to get really good at it. But guided meditations are a great way to make this process easier. So you can find guided meditations almost anywhere. You just Google it or YouTube it. There's tons on YouTube. And there's also apps for it. You can download Headspace or Calm and just look around to see if you can find any cool guided meditation. And these are really helpful. And I use them myself if I feel like my meditation is becoming more difficult and I'm thinking a lot, or I'm a bit stressed out and I can't focus. Because guided meditations actually help you focus on the moment more when someone is talking to you, instead of just leaving it all up to yourself to focus. Sometimes it's difficult. But yeah, guided meditations are great for starting out, and if you're having trouble meditating, it's a good thing to consider. I'll leave some examples down below in the description. Another quick meditation technique for anxiety is actually alternate nostril breathing. So people don't know this, but most of the time during the day we're actually only breathing through like one nostril or something. And it's really important to alternate that because we need oxygen in both part of our brains and we need both of them to be working properly. So basically what you do for this exercise is you breathe in through one nostril and then breathe out through the other one. So if you start with the right one breathing in, then you breathe out with the left. And then you breathe in with the left, and then breathe out with the right. So basically you can do this for a few minutes and it feels really good because you're getting oxygen throughout your brain and throughout your body. Many people do this practice every morning to get their brain actually started. It helps you release grogginess and it really flows the oxygen throughout your body. Another great technique is actually moving meditation, and this can come in a lot of forms. Yoga is one of them. Tai Chi, and even just walking is a form of meditation. If you bring presence and awareness into what you're doing, it calms you. And sometimes you need movement to help with anxiety and stress. It's a great way to meditate for anxiety. A lot of people don't realize the benefits of just going for a walk. There's a reason why you feel so good after walking in nature. It's because the more you move, the better you feel. Motion is emotion. Going for a walk in nature is really good for you. You move and that's how you feel. If you're a couch potato, you're probably not going to feel that great. But if you go to the gym or you exercise, go for a run, you walk, you're going to feel a lot better because you're outside, you're moving, and that's what makes you feel good. This is what humans are meant to do, is to move. We're not meant to sit down and be in offices all day. We're not meant to sit down and be in classrooms all day. We have to get moving or we will always feel drained. And yoga is a great way to do this. Tai Chi is a great way. Yoga is amazing for calming the mind and loosening up your body. Like I said in the start of the video, your mind and body are the same thing. Mental health and health go together. If you have an unhealthy body, you're going to have an unhealthy mind, and vice versa. A great way to heal and relax the body and mind is yoga. Once you release tension in your body, your mind responds with relaxation. A lot of people who focus too much on the mind and the mental aspect of anxiety forget that the physical body is actually part of the mind, and these two aspects go together, and if you forget one of them, then there's going to be a huge imbalance. Find ways to make your body feel better. I guarantee this will help your anxiety. Eat better, do yoga, go to the gym. Make this consistent, make this part of your being, and it will change your life. And the last thing I want to say about meditation for anxiety is to surrender to it. You have to understand that anxiety is not who you are, it's just an aspect of your personality that has been programmed from society and where you were raised and the people you meet and your interests. So you have to surrender to this. It's not who you are, it's just a part of your personality. And you have to let it be there, or else it's going to take you over and it's going to hold you down in the form of a panic attack or anxiety attack. So remember, when you feel anxiety or stress come on, just surrender to it and let it be there. Create a space where it can be, and create a space where change can happen. I hope you took all these things into consideration. I would suggest trying them all for the biggest benefit. And remember that these things take time and a lot of practice. Your actions may not bear fruit immediately. Anyways, I hope this video helped you, and I hope you learned something from it. Make sure to comment down below letting me know if you enjoyed the video, and make sure to subscribe. See you guys.